Yo, what is happening, party people? Welcome back to the stream. It is your boy Captain GG. I know it's been a little bit of some time since we have had an upload on the channel. We have had some major issues with the game. Almost 20 minutes loading times just to get on the game, and then the progression times in the game just absolutely died. I don't know what happened to the game in the update, but it absolutely ruined it for me. I don't know whether any of you guys were having issues with the game. We seem to have sorted it, at least in game we have sorted it. When I'm progressing now, it's fine. I could probably get back live again because the progression times are right back down. Unfortunately, I'm still experiencing some mad times to load in. Again, it took me about 10 minutes to actually load the game today. So still some issues there. It's definitely not my PC. We run Warzone perfectly fine without a hitch. And no lagging, etc. And obviously that's a mad intensive game on the CPU and the GPU, so don't see why this would be any more than that, especially given the fact we're not exactly running a huge database. But yeah, we're back, we're here, and we have a big one. We've got to play Rangers first game up. But what we'll do before we get into what's going to happen on today's episode, make sure you smash a thumbs up, because it really does help smash that algorithm, especially when we've had a couple of days off. Get in the comments, let me know how you think our season is going so far. I'm actually going to run through what has happened so far this season. So we'll have a look at the Premier League first of all. We are second, we are 4 points off Celtic. We are looking to win the league for the second season in a row. Endrick is absolutely smashing it after we signed him on a free transfer. But we have had to rest some players in the league because we are in the Champions League this season. Having a look at our Champions League performance, this is our group here. You can see it. If we scroll, in fact, we'll make it bigger. If we scroll down, you will see us in 26th place. We've played 4 games. We have won 1 and lost 3. Now, the game we won was against Besiktas away. And then we had to face Liverpool away, which we lost 2-1 thanks to a 91st minute winner for Liverpool after Tyler Morton was sent off. In like the 77th minute, really costing us that game. We got beat 4-3 by Real Madrid, again another narrow defeat, really taking it to these big teams. Unfortunately, we were played off the park by Marseille. Unsure how we were so good against Liverpool and Real Madrid, but got battered by Marseille. I think we probably had to play Celtic or Rangers the week before, so we had to play full team. We couldn't really rest in the league. But yeah, things aren't looking too bad. We are in 26th, which I believe is the last spot for a qualification spot. But we do have a couple of easier games coming up in the Champions League, i.e. against Aris and then against Slavia Prague, before we get into 2 really tough games against Milan and Chelsea. Now, what I'm going to do today is, there isn't too much happening in the league, so the games we're going to bring to you on today's episode is going to be the Premier Sports Cup semi-final, the one trophy here in Scotland that we haven't managed to get our hands on just yet, so that is definitely a priority this season. So yeah, we're going to bring you the semi-final against Rangers. We're going to bring you the Champions League game against Aris, and then the next Champions League game against Slavia Prague. So we will play these 3 games against St Mirren, St Johnstone and Dundee all off screen. But again, they're against teams that are really at the bottom of the table. We should be beating them fairly comfortably. The big games, like I say, Rangers, Aris and Slavia Prague, setting us up for a really decent episode next time round, where we've got teams like Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen all to come. So without further ado, let's get in with it. Let's get on with it. I mean, let's have a quick look at the squad. This is the squad in which we're going to go with for the game. Matteo Rizzo, obviously now our #1 goalkeeper, doing bits this season. Aaron Hickey, obviously at right back, we know Aaron Hickey. Magala progressing well, although he's actually on a little bit of a downturn, still progressing really nicely. Dominic Braun has squeezed his way in as now our #2 centre back, with Maturo dropping to the bench. He's not happy about that. He wants more game time. Rafael Rodriguez forcing himself in at left back, with Josh Doig missing out. I think we're going to play Rodriguez, although Josh Doig, do you know what? Rodriguez, he's been playing really well lately. We're going to play him. Cicchini, Benny and Tommy Doyle with Colbert. Milicevic, the one, the only Milicevic. He's really progressing nicely. And then Endrick, the man himself, scoring, I think, something like 14 goals. 14 goals and 11 starts so far this season. You'll see in the league alone, he's got 10 goals in 11 appearances. That's not starts. He's got 10 goals in 7 starts, 4 appearances off the bench. So yeah, let's get on with the game. Really big game coming up against Rangers. We need the win. We definitely need the win. Like I say, this is the one trophy in Scotland we haven't managed to get our hands on just yet. If we can do something with this and then win the league again, I might call it on the save. Do get in the comments, let me know. If we win the league for a second time in a season, we win the Premier Sports Cup and maybe the Scottish Cup, maybe we do the treble this season. If we do the treble and go deep in the Champions League, or at least do something in the Champions League, does that constitute completing the save? I've got a mad idea. Well, not a mad idea. The next save I'm going to be doing is actually from like a 2003 database. I've seen it. The first Football Manager game I picked up was actually LMA Manager 2003. So I'd really like to do like an old school database. But you guys get in the comments, let me know what you think about that, and any ideas that you might have that you'd like to see me do, even if it's like a one season challenge potentially. Do let me know. But in due course, we have to get on with this game against Rangers. We're going to go for the old pump fist. We owe Rangers. I do believe they beat us in the league when we played them. We've got our best team. Form hasn't been amazing, but like I said, we have had to play teams like Real Madrid, Liverpool. It's tough when you're Hearts to play those teams and to only lose by 1 goal to both those teams. I'm pretty happy with that. Rangers have also been in the Champions League as well this season, so they've had some tough games, hence why they're a little bit lower down the table. Celtic thriving off the fact that ourselves and Rangers have really had to play those tough games, as opposed to them playing in the Europa League. Not quite the same, is it? Let's be real. But 5 minutes in, no highlights. I'm happy with that. I mean, longevity over the course of the game, I know we'll come into it. I know we'll come strong. Possession isn't as high as what it normally would be, but it's okay. We know this formation is really, really solid. The keeper plays it forward, looking towards Morelos. He can't win it. Now Magala bringing it down, got some time, finds Braun. Tommy Doyle on the turn, gives it to Endrick. There's the ball into Colbert. He's got a man with him, but he's going to go for the dink, and it's over the bar. It just couldn't find the finesse just to get it under the bar. Would have been wonderful, would have been a great goal. Probably wanted Endrick in that spot as opposed to Colbert, and Colbert the one playing it through potentially, but playing that attacking midfielder, that's what we get. And Doyle now going through. He might have a shot, and he does, but that's wide as well. But it's good signs, it's positive signs. We're on the front foot, we're having shots on goal. Surely it's not going to be too long before we find the back of the net. Rizzo hasn't really been tested so far. Well, I guess we haven't tested Southwood either, to be honest, but I'm sure we will do. We've had 8 shots, just the 1 on target, which is kind of frustrating. I'm going to go for a fire up last couple of minutes before the half, see whether we can get a goal before half time. Like I said, I really want to win this competition. It doesn't give you anything, it doesn't qualify you for Europe, the money's not great for it. Just because we haven't won it, I do want to get my hands on it. We're going to go for the old point fingers. I believe Celtic are already out as well. I think the other tie, I don't think, yeah, it's not being played right now, but I think it's Aberdeen versus Ross County. I think. Really trying to rack my brain because it's been a while since we've played. It's been about a week since we've played because of the issues we've had with the game. Okay, having a look at some subs that we could potentially bring on. Tommy Doyle is one that could go. He's not necessarily playing bad, but starting to maybe tire a little bit as he goes up into a 7. Okay, let's bring off Cicchini. He's on a yellow card instead. I'm going to bring on Angel Gomez in the Mazzala. Rafa Rodriguez, not having the best of games, so Josh Doyle can come on. It's also another man on a yellow card. Milicevic not had the best game, so we are going to bring on João Resende. We're going to bring him on as a deep line. Yeah, deep line forward for João Resende, because with Milicevic he drops a little bit deeper, allowing the other run from Marshall Colbert. And there's a chance here for Rangers. Ball in, Goulson at the back post, and it's over the bar. Not far over the bar. Rizzo a little bit worried about that one, but again we've had 13 shots, only 1 on target. We have got work ball into the box, so we should really, in theory, be having shots from inside the box. I'm going to take that off, see if that changes. It seems like that wouldn't change. It seems like they might just be having more shots, but maybe they're trying to work it in and the shots are getting blocked. We can see that they're getting blocked as well. There's 4 or 5 shots there that have been blocked. A lot of shots off target. And Rangers with another chance. Molinas with a free kick. This is dangerous. 9 minutes to go. If they score here, it could be over. Molinas from the free kick. It's off the post. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Hampden Park would have erupted in Rangers' favour there. Alright, chance. Doig gives it to Braun. Tommy Doyle might need to take him off. He looks a little bit leggy. This is fine. Tommy Doyle turns. Now finds Josh Doig. Fresh legs on this left-hand side. Plays it infield looking for Angel Gomez. But the pass is pretty suicidal. And Bamba Dieng now looking to counter-attack for Rangers. This could be dangerous. Ball in the box. Morelos, he's won the header. He was in too much space. Wasn't great from our point of view. That Benny's going to come off. We're going to bring on Ethan Ampadu. And then I'm going to bring on... well, what do we do here? We could bring on the matcher in the cam. That is the 5th sub. So Tommy Doyle is going to have to see this game out. I think we do get another sub if it goes extra time. I don't even know if this does go to extra time. Can't remember if it goes extra time or straight to pens. Resende. Hopefully it's not as... oh, we tried to play the ball down the line to Hickey, but Bamba Dieng is there. And Morelos might get to this. He does, but... it's not going to do anything, and we can try and get back on the front foot ourselves. Doig playing it forward, looking for João Resende. He's going to get there ahead of the goalkeeper. Open goal. João Resende scores the goal. His 8th goal of the season. Although he has not been starting week in, week out, he's still chipping in with the goals. And João Resende to the rescue. Hearts 1, Rangers 0. 86 minute. Just 4 minutes of added time. Let's drop off attacking onto positive. Surely we hold this now. And we are going to be going through to the final of the Premier Sports Cup. Big result. It comes late. Only our 2nd shot on target in the whole game. We will take it. Congratulations, we are finalists. That deserves a sip of tea for sure. Deserved sip of tea. Big win. Let's have a look at the other semi-final. Okay, I was wrong. I was completely wrong. Celtic are still in it. We're going to have to beat Celtic potentially in the final if they get past Kilmarnock. They've literally just played in the league and drew 0-0. Kilmarnock are actually having a pretty strong season at the moment. I think they're like 4th in the division. Hopefully Kilmarnock can get a result against Celtic. We'll have a quick look. We'll stick around to see what the result is. Let's go! Celtic out! It's going to be us versus Kilmarnock. Ogston, someone who I'm looking at bringing in mainly because he's Scottish and he's young and he can score some goals. I didn't want to bring him in whilst João Resende's here and Milicevic because we've got a lot of attacking power at the moment, but he is going to be someone we look to in the future. He is a target forward, could play second fiddle to Milicevic potentially. He doesn't have great height, he's only 5'11". Say that, I'm 5'10", but I won't lie. But yeah, definitely someone we're looking at potentially bringing in. But what a result that is for us. What we're going to do then, chat, is we're going to skip forward to the game against Aris in the Champions League. Another big game, another big 3 points needed. Let's skip across and see whether we can find the magical 3. See you in a minute. Okay, chat, so it is time to get on with the game against Aris. This is a huge game in the UEFA Champions League. Like I say, if we want to qualify, we need to finish in the top 26, preferably in the top 8. Now, with Hearts Champions League top 8, quite unrealistic. However, to then finish in the remaining places, we can finish in the top 26. That's all we need in order to get through into the next round. Now, if we have a look at the stages last season, to qualify from the league stage, 26th place, 6 points. 6 points is all that was needed to go into this knockout playoff round. I believe it's that anyway. Yes, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 16 plus 8, 26. Cool. Can do math. Who knew? We can actually do math. So yeah, like I say, 26th place is what we're going to need. 6 points technically from last season. Let's say 7 this season. But we have 2 very winnable games coming up. One against Aris, who are 34th. Haven't got a single point so far this season in the Champions League. They've lost to PSG, Bayern, PSV and Karabag. Slavia Prague up after that. They've lost to Real Madrid, Salzburg, Shakhtar, Chelsea. They've probably had some tough games there. They still haven't scored a goal though. So in regards to the 2 teams that we've got to play, Aris and Slavia Prague both struggling, both near the foot of the table. We get 6 points from that. We can have 9 points. That will be enough to get us in the top 26 and qualify us for the next stage. Then we have got to play tough games against Chelsea, and I think it's Atletico Madrid, or sorry, it's Chelsea and Milan, isn't it? Chances are we're not going to beat them, so I'll probably sort of rest, play second string against those, mainly just so I can really try and catch up with Celtic in the league. But without further ado, We need to play Aris, and we need to get a result if we are to then rest against the bigger teams. So this is the team to play Aris. You saw it on the previous screen. There it is again. Connor Coventry coming in. Nielsen's coming in at right back. Maturo has come in at centre back, and Doi comes in to start the game. Milicevic hasn't scored too many goals this season, but we know from this formation that the target forward doesn't necessarily score too many goals in a season. He'll chip in, but he'll also and heavily chip in with assists and just link up play and really help this formation just do absolute wonders, as you can see from this save. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with the team talk. We have to win our home games, no excuses. Going to put a little bit of pressure on the boys. We get the famous song. It's a feel-good factor. I love it. The boys love it. I'm sure you love it as well. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up if you haven't already on the channel or on the episode, because it really, really does help smash the algorithm. Aris are about to get their Aris's heart handed to them, I can assure you, or at least we hope they are. This is where they beat us 1-0 in a really tetchy game or something like that, but I have full faith in our squad to get the 3 points. Come on the boys, the Jambos are jumping in Europe again. Can we do it? I'm positive boys, I really am. You can see all the other games have all kicked off as well. Feeling good. Settle down, settle the nerves, play our way into it, hopefully have quite a few more shots on target than we did in the last game. Doig with the clearance, finds Milicevic, and there we go, Jake is off. Just like that, Milicevic picking up the ball, draws the foul, see you later, Aris down to 10. This game has surely just been made a whole heap easier, or at least theoretically, get my words out, theoretically it should be. Now Milicevic with a little bit of space on the wing. We don't really want him on the wing, but he's there at the moment. Crosses the ball in towards Endrick. Brabic with the header away, and is that Damari Gray? Might be. Doig plays it forward. It was actually Doyle who played it forward, and Endrick, of all people, what we would expect to finish there. 10 out of 10. Clearly not. Milan are leading Barcelona. PSG are leading PSV as well. No shock there, but Milan beating Barcelona could be a little bit of a shock. Don't really see too many other shocks going around at the moment. 27 minutes in, and it's still 0-0. Aris have not had a single shot on target, but again, ourselves, we're struggling to get our shots on target for some reason or another. I might just drop down onto positive, you know. Attacking maybe just causing us to really just take it on from angles where we don't really need to, or trying to overwork it. So we're just going to drop onto positive as Doyle plays it in. Colbert's offside. This will go to VAR, and I do believe it will be ruled out. He looked a mile offside to me, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the first goal of the game. It is going to VAR. The VAR check, goal disallowed, sort of expected. It's all good. We are going to see the top-down 2D view, and it's tight. It is tight, but Colbert offside for sure. Very, very tight though. A lot tighter than I thought, at least. I didn't see, obviously, in the other view, you see a lot more in that 2D view. But half-time, coming up to half-time, we don't have the lead yet. Doi just throwing the ball away. But the clearance long comes to Ampadu. Ampadu now to Nielsen on this right-hand side, going forward. Still Nielsen. Can he play the ball in? He can. It's deep, though. Fabiano away. Doi gets it under control now. Josh Doyle. Ampadu. It's Josh Doyle. It's Tommy Doyle. I'm getting Josh Doig and Tommy Doyle really mixed up at the moment. They're both playing on the same side, which is absolutely fucking with me. Tommy Doyle swings it in towards Mature. Can't win it. Colbert will. Ampadu have a strike. He lays it off to Colbert, and that is what is happening with us at the moment. That is why they're getting the blocks in. That's why our shots aren't going on target. Tommy Doyle again to take the corner, this time from the other side, swings it in again towards the front post, and it's Brabic to head away again. He's actually had a decent game, Brabic. Imagine we don't win this game after they were down to 10 men from the 9th minute. It's time for everyone to dig in. I probably should have had a bit of a go at them, to be honest, but we're not going to. Connor Coventry picking up the free kick deep, and there's the goal. It looked a little bit spunky. The keeper really should be doing better. It looked like he had it covered and sort of limped his way to. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible goalkeeping. I can't even celebrate the goal. I should be, but it feels awkward to celebrate a goal like that sometimes. Barcelona have equalised against Milan. Juve now 3-0 up against Benfica. Chelsea still leading Atletico Madrid. Ajax still drawing with Manchester City at this point. PSG now sailing away against PSV. Arsenal are a goal down to Leipzig. Rangers are beating Slavia Prague. That's a big goal for them. Dries Mertens with it. Some changes needed for ourselves there. Marshall Colbert is going to be the man to be replaced. It's going to be Namacha who comes on. We're going to take off Endrick. We're going to give him a little bit of a rest. Jairus Sende is going to go on. Magala is going to get a bit of a rest. We're going to bring on MB. Who else can we take off? Tommy Doyle, he played in the last game. Let's bring on Angel Gomez. No, Naziri needs some game time. Let's bring him on. Then we've got Josh Doig on a yellow card. Robert, now I'm going to leave him out there. Ampadu can stay out there. Milicevic can stay out there. Nielsen could stay out there. In fact, that is all I'm going to do. We'll save the last sub just in case somehow they get a goal back and we really need to go for it. Drossos with the free kick, plays it long. Maturo with a decent header. Ampadu flicks it on. Unfortunately, we can't get there first. Leonardo, nowhere really to go but backwards. Bar then plays the ball long. Easy for Doig to bring it down. Now on the counter-attack, off we go down the left-hand side. Resende, who's just come on. He's played it into his teammate, Namacha, who's also just come on, and it's off the post. And, well, the defender does well to avoid knocking it into his own goal. It remains 1-0. Borussia Dortmund are now 2-0 up against Manchester United. No more goals in the Barcelona game. Lyon are got 2-1 down. 3-0 now to Borussia Dortmund. United struggling, and Man City are being beaten by Ajax. Kudos with the goal. What a huge goal that could be. Ethan Ampadu is going to be the last one to be withdrawn, and it is going to be Benny who comes on in his replacement. 10 minutes to go. We should be able to see this out from here. Just going to go for a shout, go for a focus. Really wanted to get a bigger win in than this. We've had 29 shots, only 9 on target, and only scored 1 from those. You can see from this shot map, we have literally almost filled the penalty box with shots. Really quite annoying that we've only managed to score the 1 goal. But at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points in the Champions League. That is going to move us up on to 6. It's big. It is very, very big. We're going to have... Oh, nearly thrashed our arms. We're going to point our finger. Nice win. We could have thrashed our arms and said it weren't good enough, given the fact that they were down to 10 from the 9th minute. That win only does lift us up into 23rd, but that puts us above Atletico Madrid. We're only a point behind Barcelona at this point. We're above some decent sides as well, like Benfica have only got a point. We're above Seville, still above Rangers. Ajax we're above, they've just beaten Manchester City, so we're having a decent season here in the Champions League. We play our next game against bottom of the league, Slavia Prague, which again could take us up to 9 points, which could see us rise as high as potentially somewhere like even 11th. We doubt it given other results, but we'll see in just a second. What we're going to do now, chat, is we're going to jump on 2.4 million. We need that because our finances, look, even now we've just received 2.4 million. We're in profit now of 1.8. Before that game, we were minus like 700k nearly. So winning Champions League games is huge in regards to our profit and loss margins. But yeah, that's what we're working with. Guys, we're going to jump across into our next Champions League game. There is going to be a few games in between in the league. You'll see here St Mirren, St Johnstone and Dundee will be played off camera. And then obviously we'll be playing Slavia Prague on stream. So we'll see you in just a moment. Alrighty chat, so we are back and it is time to play against Slavia Prague, but just before we do that we are going to run through the results of the 3 games that were played off camera. We started off with a 4-1 win over St Mirren, the matcher getting a brace and B with a goal, and João Resende with a 90th minute pen to seal off a 4-1 win away from home there against St Mirren. Then moving on to a midweek game against St Johnstone, we played our best team available to us, Endrick with a hat-trick, Don Braun getting a goal as well as Jovan Milicevic. Then back to a second string team in order to give our first team a rest before we play Slavia Prague, and the second string team done bits again. João Resende with a brace, Alan Maturo with a goal win in a 3-0 win over Dundee. Pretty straightforward there again. Unfortunately, João Resende has been injured. He is going to be out for the next 2 weeks, so he is going to miss a couple of key games. However, I'm feeling good. We're into December. We're in good form. We're going to play against Slavia Prague. A win here, chat, I think we're qualified. A win here, and I generally believe we're qualified. We've already got 6 points. A win would take us to 9 points. I don't see 9 points finishing outside the top 26. I really don't. So it will put us in a pretty good spot. If we can, the higher we finish up in this as well, I think we play the equivalent to like the bottom. So if we finish 9th, we'd play 26th. I think that's how it works. I'm not entirely sure. It could be completely different. In fact, we can actually have a look at that. Let's go back to the Europa League of last season, we finished 10th. So in my mind, we should have then played Karabakh. But I don't think we did. I think we played Shakhtar. Let's go to our schedule last season. We played Standard Liège. So where did Standard Liège finish? It's definitely random then. It's definitely random because Standard Liège finished... I don't see them. Have I like skipped over? They finished 21st, so it is definitely random. Okay, ignore that. It doesn't really matter where we finish as long as we finish in the top 26. Unless we finish in the top 8. That would be great. 15 points needed in the Europa League last season to be able to do that. In the Champions League last season, you needed 16 points to get into the top 8. Don't quite see that happening. In fact, I don't think we can get 16 points even if we win our remaining 3 games. So yeah, we're going to settle for anywhere inside the top 26. So let's get into the game then. Like I say, big game. Win this and we are through at least to the playoff knockout round, they like to call it, in the Champions League. So it's a big game. Normal team to go and play at the best 11 that we have available to us. Rizzo, Hickey, Magala, Braun, Doig, Cicchini, Benny, Doyle, Kohlberg, Milicevic and Hendrick. Really solid team. Don't see anything other than a Hearts win. To be honest, I'd be very annoyed if we fell to a defeat against Slavia Prague. Don't think they've scored a goal in the whole competition. They're rock bottom, lost every game, even to teams like Karabakh, who we beat comfortably. So I'd like to think this should be a fairly straightforward game for us, given the fact we've rested players as well for it. Feeling confident. We are starting to get a few moans and groans about playing time and how this player is not getting that much time and so on and so forth, but we like to rotate our team. We do it because we have these Champions League games and we want to make sure that we have the best available for it, and we are in trouble. Slavia Prague have just taken the lead 4 minutes in and we're in a spot above her. This is not good for us. Tommy Doyle then with the corner, whipping it in, front post, Magala heading over the bar. I'm on positive. I have dropped down into positive. We dropped down into positive before the start of the game. I feel like we just score a few more goals sometimes when you're on positive. Sometimes when you're attacking, the shots come from maybe a little bit too far out or a little bit forced and are blocked quite frequently. So we drop onto positive just so we drop back a little bit and we trying to get those little runs in. Unfortunately, it doesn't work this time. The ball back across Colbert. It is going to be finished off by Marshall Colbert, the man who started that move, the little pivot and turn, ball through. Milicevic didn't have the legs to make it, had to feed it wide to Doig. The deflected crossing comes to Colbert, heads home at 1-1, back in the game. Now we just need to kick on and go and get the second goal. Tommy Doyle swinging in the corner and it's unlucky. It's Magala who wins the header. Decent save by Mandos. And Slavia Prague, is this highlight going to continue? It looks like it is, but Braun, decent header, strong header, winning the ball. Now Magala, he might go back, he will, that's fine. Rizzo, obviously our number 1 goalkeeper now, plays literally every game. Hendrick into Colbert, might need some support. Probably should have tried to wait for some support. If the keeper was off his line, that might have worked, but keeper well on his line there. Tommy Doyle, Hendrick, unlucky. Don't really see him scoring too many headers, but if he had scored there from that far out with a header as well, for someone who's like 5'8" maybe, might be a little bit taller. Hendrick again, what a touch, Milicevic. Wow. Now, I understand, I've said this many a times, the target forward will not score many goals, but he should be scoring that. He should be scoring that, no excuse. He is playing a 6.6 at the moment, but like I say, he links up the play pretty well and had a part to play in that goal, in our equaliser. 33 minutes gone, 1-1 the score. I guess a draw wouldn't be too bad. It would probably just about get us through, but we need the win to guarantee it. As Colbert goes through, what a save from Mandos. And they're keeping us at bay just about. Let's have a look at some of the other scores. Manchester City are leading Roma. Atletico Madrid are beating Juve. PSV are winning after getting spanked by PSG. Bodo Glimt are beating Seville 3-1. Borussia Dortmund are drawing 1-1 with Benfica, who are really struggling this season in the Champions League. Chelsea are beating Ajax by a goal to nil. See, Bayer Leverkusen were winning by 2 goals to nil there as well. Half time in our game, we're going to say, let's get one more goal and make us favourites. And that was the last game that I could see. So, oh no, more have loaded. Nope, just our game. Okay, so wow, what has happened there? Seville came back really late in that half, got one, and then literally straight into the second half, they're going to got a third and made it 3-3. Bodo Glimt throwing away that game. Doig, now Braun. We still need to find a goal to pass in front, and Endrick is in behind. Endrick should score. Deflected wide. Should still be scoring. Keepers, between the keeper and the defender, they've done well enough to get the block in. Ball in, corner. Braun can't win it. Comes out to Colbert. Might smash. Cecchini will. That is what we needed. Cecchini from the edge of the box, swinging it into the top corner. The bend on that. There's only one man. That was so Beckham-esque. Beckham was far from a Mazzala, but he could whip a ball, and that's what Cecchini has done there. Borussia Dortmund now 3-1 up over Benfica. Looks like Benfica's season in the Champions League is going to be curtains, as we are looking like we're going to be progressing, providing we can keep hold of this lead at the moment. 2-1 up. Slavia Prague trying to put something on us, but now here we go. Colbert looking to break. Gives it into Milicevic. Endrick's in the middle. Milicevic finds him. Endrick finds the back of the net. And it's going to go to VAR. I don't think he was offside. I don't think he's offside. It could be. It could be close. It is awarded. We are still going to see it. Milicevic plays the ball across. He's on. Ooh, that is tight. But I think he's on. I think he's on. Endrick, again, questionable goalkeeping. Could the keeper have saved it? I think so. But we don't care. We'll take it. 3-1 up. That should be the game now. And from this point, why not? Let's take off Magala. Let's bring on... Who was moaning about... Maturo was moaning about some game time. So let's bring him on. Who else was moaning about? Angel Gomez? No, he wasn't. The match did. So we can bring him on for Colbert. And then we will take off Tommy Doyle. Ethan Ampadu. No, bit too early for him. Tyler Morton. MB needs some game time, so I can actually play MB. I'm just going to play him in the ball-winning midfielder role, and maybe Josh Doig was moaning about game time, so we definitely don't want to replace him. Connor Coventry, probably doing okay at the moment. Naziri does need some game time, so let's bring him on for Cecchini. We've got one more sub there as well. We probably won't use it. Let everyone else finish out the game. Feeling good. 3-1 up against Slavia Prague. This is going to qualify us for the next stage with 2 games to spare. I can't imagine 26th place is going to have 9 points, so we should be in there. Probably now going to look at playing our second string team when we play Chelsea and Milan, as Milicevic should have made it 4, and that is purely because we've got a little bit of work to do in the league. We're still 4 points off of Celtic. Still got work to do in there, so we need to ensure that we are winning our games in the league. We do have Celtic and Rangers coming up in the league as well, so definitely going to have to prioritise the league over the Champions League now that I feel we have qualified. I don't think finishing higher in the league table does much for you. Even our best team against teams like Chelsea and Milan, we're going to struggle to get the win anyway, so we might as well play the second string team. As long as we don't get battered, I'll be happy. I will just double check the Champions League and make sure there isn't more prize money for finishing higher. That would make sense that there is. Chelsea, I think, will get beat, but I still think our best team could beat Milan. I really do. I haven't seen how Milan are getting on this season. Tommy Doyle just swung that free kick in. It's headed away. Comes out to MB. Now Braun plays it in. Endrick, catch. Is that a hat-trick for Endrick? It's not. It's his second, but it's going to go to VAR again. This one did look a little bit more offside than the last. And it is awarded. It's going to be onside. And B plays it out. To be fair, he's well on. Just bad eyesight for me. Endrick played in. There's a goal. His second of the game. This kid is literally lighting Europe up at the moment. I think he's got like 7 goals in the Champions League already so far this season. He could well be the top scorer in the Champions League. As Endrick again playing it now into the matcher, maybe getting the reverse, but Milicevic will get it, and that's his second of the game, is it? It's not his first. 94th minute goal for him to round off a decent performance. He's going to be happy with that. I think it's at least a goal and maybe 2 assists, or at least 1 assist. Really, really happy with that. It was, I think, just maybe the one assist. It is just the 1 assist, but really, really good to see him getting on the score sheet as well. Bolsters the score a little bit, makes it look a little bit better than what it was. I mean, to be fair, we dominated the game. We deserved to win by 5 goals to 1. And look at that. We're going to go into the next screen and bring it up in a better and bigger screen, but that I think is going to be enough. Obviously Chelsea qualified, but that's because they have played 6-1-6. Yeah, we might play a second string team against them. They might play a second string team against us. Now Endrick is on 7 goals. He is just 1 behind Erling Haaland. Imagine he's fighting Erling Haaland for Golden Boot in the Champions League with Hearts. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Like I say, our 9 points should be enough. If we go and have a look at the rules, yeah, so there is no more prize money for finishing higher in it. It's not 26. I thought it was 26th. It's 24th. Okay, I don't think that's right. 9th to 24th. Okay, I mean that is right. I swear in the Europa League last season it was 26 that went through. Okay, that's my mistake. Only 24 go through. So going into the league phase, and let's have a look at the stages. Last season, 24th had 8 points. I still think our 9 points is enough. It's going to be enough to see us through. Our goal difference this season is really, really good. I say that, it's actually only 2. That win there has done wonders for us. We did get beat by 3-0, didn't we, by Marseille. I know we conceded a few against Real Madrid, but we also scored a few against them. But I don't see us not qualifying from that point. I really don't. I mean, we are already 20th at the moment. There is only 2 games to go. Anyone below us really going to win 2 games to get above us? I mean, maybe it's not quite done yet. Maybe it's not quite done. Maybe we need a result. Maybe I still have to go full strength. Probably not against Chelsea, but maybe against Milan. We'll be risking it, but going out of the Champions League, is it really? I still want to qualify. We still want to qualify, don't we, boys? Okay, chat, that is going to be another £2.4 million in as well, which is nice. That puts us in some decent profit for the month, although we would be massively down. But yeah, another huge game, another huge result. It's been a decent stream with some really, really good results. We're going to be uploading this is Monday the 12th. We're going to have another episode out for you tomorrow night. We're getting the schedule back to normal now that we have the game working, at least in some form, after the woes in which we've had. So yeah, guys, big shout out to everyone who's watched this far. If you are still here, make sure you smash that thumbs up, because it really, really does help the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.